So it says that there's a man here that had a debt of 10,000 talents against the king, against the ruler there. I did a little bit of math from the best I could figure out here. They said that a talent essentially was what you would make your entire career. 20 years was one talent. 10,000 of those is what he actually owed. So I did a little fun math here, and I came up with approximately, in today's standard, approximately based on average incomes, that would be roughly about $565 million. One commentator said there probably wasn't even that much money circulating in the world at that time. He owed a debt worth more money than all of the money in all the world, and he came to the master and he said, "I can't pay you back." So he says, you know what happens whenever you can't pay back your debts? You're sold into slavery. Your wife is sold into slavery. Your kids are sold into slavery. Until you pay back that debt, it's impossible to pay back. You notice what the master did? He looked at him and said, "There's no way that you could ever forgive this." And so the master then took the paper and shredded up and said, "You no longer owe me the $565 million. You no longer owe me that debt that it would be impossible to pay." That servant then goes out. And he goes out and finds somebody that owns him, 100 denarii, and that's about 100 days' work. So we're talking a few $1,000s. After he had $565 million forgiven. And then this man comes and he owes this other guy money, and he says, "I'm sorry, I don't have the money yet. Can you forgive me? I'll make it up to you. I'll pay you back." And he grabs him by the shoulders and says, "No, you promised me you're going to pay me back." And he threw him in jail. Could you imagine if you were the ruler in that situation, when you heard that, say, "I forgave you this debt, this monumental debt," and then you go out and you don't have mercy on anybody else? What I'm getting at with this, I think the principle is, if we don't have forgiveness in our hearts for others, then I don't know if we understand the forgiveness that God gave to us. We had a debt that was much greater than we could ever pay. This was worse than a cross word. This was worse than a mean look. This was worse than the worst betrayal that you have ever felt. That was our type of situation with God the Father. But he looked at us and he said, I'll forgive it. And not only will he forgive it, he said somebody has to pay for it, and I'll pay for it myself with my own blood on the cross. And so for us, how can we then go to somebody else if we've experienced that forgiveness and not have forgiveness towards our brothers and sisters?